This story will chill you to your core. Tonight, we uncover shocking new details surrounding the mysterious death of actor Yu Menglong, whose sudden fall from his high-rise apartment has shaken the entire entertainment industry. Newly leaked CCTV footage from inside the building, coupled with a neighbor's exclusive revelation, paints a disturbing picture that raises more questions than answers. Was this really an accident, or is something far darker hiding beneath the surface? Stay with us till the end of this report, because what you're about to hear has never been revealed to the public before. The night of Yu Menglong's fall was supposed to be uneventful, a calm evening after a long filming day. The 36-year-old actor, known for his gentle smile and humble personality, had reportedly returned home around 10:45 p.m. Neighbors said they heard nothing unusual, no argument, no shouting, not even footsteps in the hallway. But what happened over the next 15 minutes has since become the focus of a nationwide investigation. According to early police reports, Yu was found lifeless near the front of his building, his body positioned in a way that suggested he might have fallen from the balcony. At first glance, it looked like a tragic accident or possibly self-inflicted. But leaked internal footage from a CCTV camera on the 17th floor now tells a very different story. The footage, first shared anonymously on a dark web forum before being taken down within hours, appears to show a shadowy figure entering the corridor just minutes before Yu's fatal fall. This figure wasn't wearing security uniform. Nor was he carrying any delivery package. And strangely, the elevator logs for that night, according to sources within the property management team, showed no record of anyone else accessing that floor at that time. What's more disturbing is what came next. A close neighbor, who has since spoken to investigators under the pseudonym Ms. Lin, has now broken her silence. Her statement, exclusively obtained by multiple online outlets, contradicts nearly every part of the official narrative. In her words, "I heard something fall, not a person, but something heavy like furniture being dragged. Then there was a pause. A long, eerie silence. And seconds later, that scream. It wasn't just fear. It sounded like someone being pushed." Ms. Lin's voice trembled as she described the sound that has haunted her since that night. She said she'd never spoken publicly because she feared for her safety, but after the footage leaked, she felt compelled to come forward. Her account triggered a storm of online theories. Fans began combing through every frame of the leaked video. Freeze by freeze, they noticed details that didn't match the official report: a second shadow on the wall, an object resembling a phone light flickering behind the door, and most chillingly a faint reflection of someone moving inside Yu's apartment before the fatal moment. Within hours, hashtags like #YouMenglong neighbor reveals and #new footage exposed began trending across Weibo and TikTok. The comments section exploded with anger, disbelief, and sorrow. Many demanded justice. Others speculated that the leak came from someone close to the investigation itself, possibly a whistleblower frustrated by the silence. As journalists began to dig deeper, another shocking detail surfaced. Yu Menglong's apartment, located in one of Shanghai's most secure celebrity complexes, was equipped with a state-of-the-art surveillance system. However, police sources confirmed that 3 cameras inside the unit stopped recording exactly 9 minutes before the fall. That timing, according to cybersecurity experts, cannot be coincidental. The question then became, who had access? Neighbors described seeing a black sedan parked outside the building that night, its engine running but headlights off. Witnesses say it was there for nearly half an hour before the incident, then sped away seconds after emergency vehicles arrived. The license plate remains untraceable, either fake or intentionally obscured. In the days following the incident, Yu's management agency released a short statement calling the tragedy a devastating accident and asked the public to respect his family's privacy. But that silence, instead of calming speculation, only fueled more suspicion. Then came the most chilling piece of evidence yet. A second video, reportedly taken from a maintenance camera overlooking the parking entrance, began circulating in encrypted fan groups. Though grainy and time-stamped incorrectly, analysts identified a faint silhouette standing at Yu's balcony around 10:54 p.m., approximately 1 minute before his fall. The figure appeared to move abruptly backward, as if startled, before disappearing from frame. Could this have been Yu himself? Or was someone else there with him? Forensic specialists who reviewed the leaked material told reporters that the trajectory of the fall didn't align with a simple slip. One expert stated, "The angle suggests external force like a shove or a struggle near the balcony rail." Adding another layer to the mystery, Yu's phone was missing from the scene. It was later found submerged in the apartment's bathroom sink, its SIM card removed. In the midst of chaos, Ms. Lin, the neighbor whose statement first broke online, revealed something that turned the investigation upside down. "He had a visitor that night," she told investigators quietly. "I didn't see the face, but I heard a man's voice. They were arguing, softly, but tense. I heard you say, 'You can't hide this anymore.' And then, silence." That single line, "You can't hide this anymore," has since become the centerpiece of online discussions. What was Yu referring to? Was he threatening to expose something, a secret, a scandal, or a personal betrayal? Fans recalled that Yu had recently withdrawn from several major acting projects without explanation. Rumors hinted at a legal dispute, while others whispered about industry blacklisting tied to a falling out with a powerful entertainment executive. None of these were confirmed, but all were reignited in the wake of his death. One entertainment lawyer, speaking under anonymity, shared, "There were whispers that Yu had information he shouldn't have, files, recordings, or deals he planned to make public. If true, his death being labeled as an accident would serve a lot of interests." Meanwhile, police have been under fire for their handling of the case. Critics argue that key evidence, including fingerprints from the balcony rail and the missing footage from Yu's security system, were inexplicably lost during the initial investigation. Even more suspiciously, the building's management reportedly received an urgent maintenance order the morning after the tragedy, instructing them to replace the entire hallway camera system. When asked who authorized it, no one could produce documentation. Journalists who tried to interview the apartment staff were allegedly turned away by plainclothes men claiming to be private investigators. Residents said they'd never seen these men before, and they disappeared days later. By the third week, public outrage reached boiling point. Fans gathered outside Yu's former apartment, holding candles and signs reading "We need truth, not silence." Videos from that night showed emotional scenes of fans crying, praying, and chanting his name, pleading for justice. Then, almost as if answering their cries, a new piece of footage surfaced. This one, reportedly from the building's underground exit camera, showed a man in a black hoodie leaving through the basement corridor just minutes after the fall. The man kept his head low, carrying what appeared to be a small silver device in his hand, possibly a hard drive. Analysts compared his height and build to the shadow seen earlier on the 17th floor footage, and the match was almost identical. That leak reignited everything. Investigators reopened several parts of the case, focusing on Yu's last text messages. According to forensic reports leaked to the press, Yu had sent a message to an unknown contact less than an hour before the tragedy. The text read, "I can't stay quiet anymore. Meet me tomorrow, same place." Who was he planning to meet? The contact number, when traced, led to a disconnected prepaid SIM, registered under a false name. Every lead brought more dead ends, but also more suspicion that Yu's death wasn't random. Ms. Lin, now placed under protection, later provided a chilling follow-up interview. "There was one thing the police didn't ask me about," she said. "Right after the fall, before the ambulance arrived, I saw someone on the balcony above his watching. They didn't move. Just stood there, staring down, until the sirens came." Her voice cracked, and her eyes filled with tears. "When I looked up again, that person was gone." Investigators have yet to identify any residents living directly above Yu's unit. Public records show that the floor was officially vacant under renovation at the time, yet the building's power logs recorded electricity usage in that apartment on the night of Yu's death. Coincidence? Or a hidden occupant? Weeks later, a journalist named Chen Yi, who had been independently investigating the case, released a partial transcript allegedly taken from a police audio recording. In it, a male voice, believed to be one of the officers on scene, can be heard saying, "This doesn't add up. There's blood on the railing, but the angle's wrong for a fall." Seconds later, another voice interrupts, "Delete that note. Keep it simple, accidental fall." The recording went viral before being swiftly removed from all major Chinese platforms. But the damage was done. By now, the narrative had completely shifted. The death of Yu Menglong was no longer seen as an unfortunate accident, but as a possible cover-up, involving hidden footage, silenced witnesses, and missing evidence. In one of the most haunting developments, a USB drive was anonymously delivered to an entertainment blogger days later. On it was a short video clip, seemingly taken from inside Yu's apartment hours before the fall. The footage showed Yu pacing nervously, holding his phone, then abruptly looking toward the door as if someone was entering. The screen cuts out seconds later. The authenticity of that footage remains under dispute, but experts say the apartment's layout matches perfectly. As pressure mounted, police finally announced that the investigation had been temporarily reopened pending forensic re-evaluation. But insiders claim that only happened because international outlets began reporting on the leaked footage, forcing authorities to respond publicly. Meanwhile, Yu's fans continue to rally online, demanding transparency. Petitions have gathered over 5 million signatures, urging officials to release the full CCTV footage and disclose the identities of the investigators handling the case. Still, questions linger. Who was the man in the hoodie? Why was Yu's phone destroyed? And what did he mean when he said, "You can't hide this anymore"? Some believe the neighbor, Ms. Lin, knows more than she's revealed. Others think she's being watched. Her interviews are sporadic, her voice trembling in every appearance. Her last public statement was cryptic. Sometimes, silence isn't safety. It's part of the danger. As this investigation continues, more people are beginning to suspect that the leaked footage may have come from within the system itself, someone trying to ensure the truth isn't buried forever. And if that's true, then this story is far from over. Because in the world of fame and power, sometimes the dead speak louder than the living. What do you think really happened to Yu Menglong that night? Was it a tragic accident, or a carefully orchestrated cover-up to silence him forever? The story of Yu Menglong's death has taken yet another chilling turn, and tonight, what you're about to hear will make you question everything you thought you knew about that fateful night. The neighbor, Ms. Lin, the woman whose statement sparked nationwide outrage, has now given investigators a second testimony. One that's even more disturbing than her first. According to sources close to the investigation, Ms. Lin recently revealed that she saw someone leaving Yu Menglong's apartment just seconds after the crash that shook the building. And this person wasn't a stranger. "It was someone I've seen before," she whispered. "Someone who's been to his apartment more than once. But that night, they didn't look calm. They looked terrified." She described the mysterious figure as a tall man in a dark jacket, wearing a baseball cap pulled low over his face. He moved quickly, avoiding the security cameras, heading straight toward the emergency staircase instead of the elevator. But that's not all. Ms. Lin added one detail that made investigators' jaws drop. The person was carrying something wrapped in a towel, pressed tightly against their chest, as if protecting it. At first, she thought it might have been a small bag or a jacket. But after the leaked footage surfaced showing Yu's phone missing and later found destroyed in the sink, that object suddenly took on a far more sinister meaning. Could that towel have been hiding the missing phone, or something even more important? Forensic experts now believe that Yu Menglong may have recorded something in the final minutes before his death, possibly on his phone or a personal camera, and that the mysterious visitor took it before escaping through the back stairs. If true, it would explain why multiple surveillance feeds from his apartment stopped recording at the same time. Someone wanted to make sure there were no witnesses, not even digital ones. But the most shocking twist came when building security finally handed over a backup drive from one of the cameras that had supposedly malfunctioned. The footage was blurry, but one frame stood out, a reflection in the glass window opposite Yu's apartment door. For just a second, you can make out a shape, the faint outline of a person standing near his doorway. And even though the face isn't clear, forensic specialists confirmed that the jacket and hat matched Ms. Lin's description exactly. This wasn't a random intruder. This was someone who knew the building, knew Yu's schedule, and knew exactly how to move without being seen. Police sources have not confirmed whether the person in the footage has been identified, but leaks from an anonymous investigator hint that the suspect may be connected to the entertainment industry, someone who had both personal and professional ties to Yu Menglong. The internet exploded once again. Hashtags like #JusticeForYuMenglong and #NeighborWitnessReturns dominated social media. Fans analyzed every second of the new footage, slowing it down, enhancing the image, trying desperately to identify who the mystery visitor might be. And that's when things got even darker. Ms. Lin began receiving anonymous calls late at night. At first, it was silence, then whispers. Short, chilling phrases like, "Stop talking. You don't understand what you're getting into. It wasn't meant for you to see." Investigators traced the calls but couldn't pinpoint their source. All were routed through international VoIP lines impossible to track. Neighbors say Ms. Lin has barely left her apartment since. Her curtains stay closed, and she stopped answering her door entirely. One resident told reporters, "She's scared. She told me she keeps hearing footsteps outside her door at night. Like someone standing there, listening." The tension surrounding her apartment has grown so intense that local authorities have stationed a plainclothes officer nearby for protection. But even that hasn't eased her fears. Meanwhile, journalists digging into Yu Menglong's final days uncovered something startling: a private message exchange between Yu and an unnamed contact. In one message, Yu wrote, "I'm tired of the lies. If something happens to me, don't let them bury it." That message was time-stamped less than 48 hours before his death. So now, investigators are racing against time to uncover what Yu meant and who they are. In another shocking revelation, a new witness, a maintenance worker from the same building, has come forward claiming he saw a light on in Yu's apartment balcony after the incident, even though the police had already sealed the scene. He said, "It was about 3 a.m. The area was taped off, but from where I stood outside, I could see movement inside. A faint light, like someone using a flashlight. I told my supervisor, but he said it was impossible, no one was allowed in." Yet, when authorities checked surveillance for that time frame, the cameras covering Yu's floor were still under maintenance. The official explanation? A technical reboot. The same explanation used for every missing piece of footage that night. But it's what happened next that has truly shaken the public. A new video, reportedly leaked by an insider from the forensics team, surfaced showing police collecting items from Yu's apartment, and among them was a broken USB drive hidden behind the television stand. Although authorities have refused to comment on its contents, one insider claimed that the drive contained audio files, one of which had Yu's voice recorded just hours before his death. In the clip, a man's voice, believed to be Yu's, can be heard saying, "I can't do this anymore. They think I'll stay quiet, but I won't." Then, a pause. The sound of footsteps. A door creaks open, and the recording abruptly cuts off. If this audio is authentic, it would mean Yu knew he was being watched, possibly even threatened. Now, attention has turned back to Ms. Lin. Many believe she's holding more information than she's disclosed. Some fans think she may have seen the suspect's face clearly but is too afraid to reveal it. Others worry that she's in danger for speaking out at all. In her last recorded statement to journalists before going into hiding, Ms. Lin said quietly, "They told me to forget what I saw. But I can't. Because every night, I still hear that scream." Those haunting words have since been replayed thousands of times online, each playback fueling the public's outrage and demand for answers. Pressure on law enforcement is mounting. Activists, fans, and even celebrities have started speaking up, urging authorities to release the full CCTV footage and protect the witnesses. International media outlets are now covering the story, turning it from a domestic tragedy into a global conversation about power, corruption, and truth in the entertainment industry. As the investigation expands, new reports suggest that multiple key witnesses have gone missing, including a technician who worked on the building's security system. His family claims he disappeared 2 days after speaking with investigators. Coincidence? Or deliberate silence? Tonight, the world watches as this investigation deepens into something far more complex than anyone imagined. Could Yu Menglong's death have been a warning, a message to others who might have been ready to speak out? Or could this be the unraveling of a massive cover-up involving individuals with enough power to manipulate surveillance, evidence, and even witnesses? Authorities remain tight-lipped, But whispers from inside the investigation say a sealed report exists, one that could reveal who was in Yu's apartment that night, what was on that missing device, and why the footage was erased. That report, however, has yet to be made public. As of this moment, fans continue to flood social media with one demand: truth for Yu Menglong. Candlelight vigils have turned into massive online movements. Thousands of users post his picture every night at exactly 10:54 p.m., the time he fell, using the caption "Justice never sleeps." And somewhere, behind all the silence, someone knows exactly what happened. Because as Ms. Lin said in her final interview before disappearing from public view, secrets can't stay buried forever. Eventually, someone slips. So, what do you think really happened that night? Do you believe Yu Menglong's death was an accident, or do you think it was a deliberate act meant to silence him forever? And who do you believe the mysterious visitor could be: a friend, a rival, or someone working under orders? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters, and the more we discuss, the closer we get to the truth. If this investigation kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more breaking updates as new evidence surfaces. Because this story is far from over. And as new footage emerges, one thing becomes clear: the truth always finds a way to surface.